All right, welcome back to Titans Talk, everybody, here on News Channel 5. John Burton filling in for Steve Lavin, who's getting a much-deserved holiday break. Happy to be here. It's been a while since we've had a chance to get together and talk, and this is, of course, Titans Talk. Rest of the hour is yours, 737-7767. We're going to get to your phone calls as promised, but first, we want to check in with our good buddy, Teresa Walker from the Associated Press. Spend a couple minutes with her. Teresa, I know it's a busy night for you, keeping an eye on the Nashville Predators and the Memphis Grizzlies. I know it's a busy night, as well as the Titans. We appreciate a couple minutes. Happy Thanksgiving, T.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, John. And oh, yeah, there's Vandy, Tennessee this week.
That's
and
right.
Down in Memphis, number 18 Houston's playing at Memphis. The Tigers on 11 a.m. on Friday. So, yeah, it's the holidays, and there's lots of sports going on.
Yeah, no rest for the weary as sports reporters, but we wouldn't have it any other way. All right, just your overall thoughts on the Titans' loss to the Colts yesterday, T, 24-17. They dig that early hole, and as I was saying to Mike Keith in the last segment, when you're playing a team on the road, a division rival, when you have a chance with so much on the line, there's really no excuses to get down as early as they did, is there?
Well, there isn't, and that's the thing. I was looking up the stats, John, and, 4 times on the road this season, they have fallen behind by double digits. The only win that they've got was in Detroit. They're 1-3, but the 21-0 margin is the biggest deficit that they've had on the road, and against a team that we all knew the numbers: 10 straight losses, 15 of 16, have never beaten Andrew Luck, has never won in Lucas Oil Stadium. So it's one of those things that this is a team that had gone out and seriously thumped the Packers, and looked to be ready to move above 500. But each time they've had that chance, they've taken a step backwards. So, Mike Mularkey said today, he told them about the big picture. There's 5 games left. Let's go out, that it's not unrealistic to try to win those 5 challenges. 3 of those are going to be on the road, and they start Sunday at Chicago, a 2-8 team that's struggling with injuries and suspensions, and you would think that that's one that they should win. Well, let's face it, the challenge is going to be when they come back from their bye, hosting Denver, going to Kansas City, and let's see if they can get on a run. We've seen them do some really good things, but as Taylor Lewan put it, there's really only a couple times this year that they've gone out and played solid for 4 straight quarters. If they can do that, they've got the potential in the production that says that they could be among the best teams in the NFL this season. But, they just, inconsistency, stepping back, mistakes. They're still trying to fix a few things.
Yeah, they definitely are. Speaking of Taylor Lewan, it looks like he dodged a bit of a bullet yesterday, left the game with the Colts with a knee injury. Mularkey saying today, sprained knees day-to-day, and there's a shot he could play Sunday in Chicago.
Well, and that's a good thing for the Titans. But the really good thing, and Taylor Lewan only had a compression sleeve on his leg when he was walking around slowly in the locker room today. But, Dennis Kelly has been quite the pickup. For all the people that were wondering about letting go Dorial Green-Beckham in the trade in August, Dennis Kelly has just been a huge pickup. He filled in for Lewan after he got ejected for contact with an official against the Packers, and then Dennis Kelly has just been there ready to step in and take over. So, yeah, that's the kind of depth, John, that they have not had on the offensive line the last couple seasons. So, but, obviously Taylor Lewan's been playing very, very well this year. So the chance that he's day-to-day and possible to play on Sunday in Chicago, got to be very happy with that if you're the Titans.
At the same time, Teresa, not a good day overall for the Titans' offensive line yesterday against the Colts. They allow 5 sacks, and this is a team that prides itself on being a smash-mouth football team, a team that can line up, and they don't care that they're going to run. Tough to see them not get that 4th and 1 with DeMarco Murray the other day with the game on the line, even with Taylor Lewan out of the lineup.
Well, and Mike Mularkey said that, the line blocked correctly, that it was somebody else, and he wasn't outing who that person struggled with, that struggled on the block. But, hey, the 5 sacks, that's the tough thing. And they started the game 2 3-and-outs. And, the first one that they didn't convert was a 3rd and 1, and, that was a Mariota pass. And the next drive, they had 3rd and 1, and Quentin Spain false started and backed them up, and they didn't complete the pass. So, those are the things that led to the, to the to the offense just not being able to stay on the field. And you know that's the one thing. You know, 3 straight games of at least 35 points, and they were averaging nearly 34 points over a 6-game stretch. I think we'd kind of gotten lulled into watching them produce so well, and that we were a little surprised when they didn't. Remember, 2 straight games, no sacks allowed, and a 3-game stretch where they'd only given up 2. So we've seen them produce at some really good numbers this season. So I think that kind of maybe it caught them off guard a little bit as well as us. And that's the thing, when you're a team, John, trying to build back the way the Titans are, it's the NFL. You can't take any periods off, any minutes off. They'll make you pay for it.
No question about it. And we've been talking all day, ever since yesterday's game ended. I mean, here they are at 5-6, as many wins this year as the last 2 years combined. So obviously there's improvement there. They're more competitive this year. The roster is a lot better. What do you want to see out of this team in this last 5 games, regardless of whether or not they make the postseason?
Well, compete, and that's the thing. No one knows what it's going to take, and when you get swept by the Colts, that's not a good thing in your division, because that division record is the second tiebreaker after head-to-head. So that could be the thing that costs them. But keep building. This is such a young team in so many ways that a lot of these guys are going to be coming back. Marcus Mariota, keep taking care of the ball, making right decisions, running when you need to, throwing when he needs to, and just continue producing, because and it wouldn't be bad to get, maybe get Derrick Henry a little bit more playing time. I know that DeMarco Murray's got 1,000 yards, and he's still leading the AFC, and the production has just been amazing for a guy that, let's face it, John, a lot of people thought was washed up. And
oh, yeah.
Very well be the comeback player of the year this season. So, but they have to keep building, and the way you do that, they're at the point where it has to be with wins. Win one week, lose the next, not good enough. They're at a point where they need to start stacking wins together, and they were really good for a 6-game stretch, winning 4 of those. Well, let's see if they can, if they win at least 3 out of the final 5, then that puts them at 8-8. And there's a lot of Titan fans that would have been impressed to have heard that at the beginning of the season to expect an 8-8 season. So let's see how well they can finish.
And we'll get you out of here on this, Teresa. Mike Mularkey also, you mentioned Parrish Cox earlier in the interview. Looks like he's tinkering possibly with some lineup changes in the Titans secondary, and that may or may not involve Parrish Cox.
Well, that's the thing. Parrish Cox had that one would-be interception go through his hand. It's 4th down. If he at least knocks it down, then guess what? The play's over. It's Titans ball, and that was the winning touchdown. That's the points that really helped them put that game away in a game that was decided 24-17. So, he had a bad day yesterday. I think there were like 6 completions on him for over 100 yards and a touchdown. And Mike Mularkey said they're discussing whether to make some lineup changes. And we've seen Bryce McCain, we've seen Valentino Blake. Well, Sean Sims, a rookie, is a guy that maybe gets a chance out of this. Very curious to see what they do next.
Oh yeah, it's going to be an interesting week. Obviously, Thanksgiving week and a big game in Chicago for the Titans. Real quick, because we're going to be back to Sportsline tomorrow. Obviously, this is Titans talk, but we're going to get heavy into the Tennessee-Vanderbilt game on Saturday night. What's your early take on that game?
Well, Tennessee defense hasn't been able to stop a cold in the last 2-3 weeks, and Vanderbilt's offense was clicking as well Saturday night against Ole Miss as I've seen it in a while, John. So this could be a high-scoring affair, and Ralph Webb needs 27 yards to be Vandy's all-time leading rusher. He could get that on his first carry.
Wow. Yeah, it's going to be a great game, a great week, Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Teresa. We'll see you later on the week. Thanks so much for joining us here on Titans Talk.
My pleasure, and same to you, John.
All right, Teresa Walker of the AP, kind enough to join us here on Titans Talk. Now, finally, let's get to some calls. Let's go to my man David on line 3. Hey, David, you there? Good evening.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, buddy. Thanks for calling.
I just want to say I'm sick of this Dick LeBeau defense being but don't break.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got men standing around all on the line and all in the backfield and the secondary. Like, I mean, get in the position to do your job. I mean, McCourty, he got I don't know what's wrong with him, but he won't turn around. He's holding people. I believe he done lost a step. And Cox, he's got to go. He's letting people catch balls walk all over him. I mean, this secondary is just that's all I have to say.
Yeah, and you make a good point, David. The secondary is definitely the weak spot of this defense. And, again, if you pride yourself on being this defense that's going to come after quarterbacks, well, you know, I'm not sure why you're rushing 3 on 3rd and long. Why not bring an extra guy? It's 3rd and long. Why not, you know, get Andrew Luck off his spot? Why not make him throw the ball before he wants to? You know, if it's 3rd and 13 and they get a 6-yard completion, you come up and make the tackle, you're off the field. It was very curious, some of the rush decisions that the Titans defense made, rushing 3 as opposed to blitzing. So I see a lot of what you're saying there, David. Thanks for the call. Let's check in with James on line 2. What's up, James?
How's it going, John?
Good, man. Thanks for calling. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I agree with David. Y'all just called, and that McCourty ain't doing good. He's getting beat a lot. Holding. I mean,
well, James, here's the thing, and I'll let you finish. I mean, Jason McCourty is a guy I have the utmost respect for. He's one of the leaders in the locker room. A great guy. But quite frankly, Jason McCourty is not a number 1 corner. He's a number 2. He's a solid number 2, but he's not a number 1 corner. He's not a shutdown corner, at least not at this stage of his career.
Yeah, I don't think he's never been a shutdown corner myself. I mean, I watch every game.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never miss a Titans game, and I watch every play. I've never seen McCourty as a shutdown corner, never since he's been here. And Parrish Cox has been getting beat bad the whole year. I mean, that D-line, man, they're playing dominant football, that D-line is.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
James, the front 7 I think has done a pretty solid job all year. They've been pretty good against the run. They've got after it. Obviously, Arakpo and Morgan, their sack totals have been very good. But, yeah, the secondary has definitely been the weak spot of this defense, no question.
Yeah, and Rashad Johnson had 5 interceptions last year with the Cardinals. How many has he had this year?
I don't think he has one.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that was a bad pickup.
Well, he's been solid in run support now. He's been solid. He's been physical, and you don't really see him getting beat on a lot of plays. But, yeah, we did think he'd be more of a ball hawk and turn the ball over a little bit more. You're right about that.
I think, too. I think we got something built. I mean, I like Warrior better than I did last year.
I was going to ask you, James, where are you overall with this team? 5-6, right? As many teams, still in playoff contention. Anything can happen. As many wins this year than the last 2 combined. You have to admit the roster's better and they are more competitive. But I understand the losses are frustrating, but it seems like the arrow is pointing up for the Titans. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, definitely, most definitely. I mean, we got something. We got a quarterback, man. We got a franchise quarterback. I mean, Mariota, he is dominant in the red zone.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy can throw the ball. They got something they can build around. I mean, we've not seen a Titans team like this around here in years, especially quarterback-wise. I mean, he's done broke Warren Moon's records, Steve McNair's. I mean, we got something to build on. If you got a franchise quarterback, you can build a team around that. And that's what they're going to have to do. We need corners. We need a safety. That's what we need most in this upcoming draft. It's corner, safety, and wide receiver. We need a speedster guy.
Right, a guy that can stretch the defense.
Teams on returning. And I think we could fill those holes there. I think we could be dominant. I mean, we got a good shot of maybe going to the Super Bowl because I think Mariota can take the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah, and here, look. First things first. Go to Chicago, get your win, get back to 6-6, go into your bye week, and then you got 4 games. You got a month worth of football to try to make that dash for the cash. So, hey, they're still in playoff contention right now. A winnable game coming up. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and nobody wouldn't expect us to go to the playoffs this year. But hey, man, we're playing competitive football now.
Yeah, but the losses are still disappointing, aren't they? They're frustrating. I know.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm pleased with what they're doing. I mean, I see progress. You know what I'm saying? We win, and we're not winning sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
If we do lose, it's not by sloppiness. Last year, it was just sloppy. They looked like a peewee team last year playing.
Well, James, you bring a good point. If any team, the team from last year, especially the team from the year before, they get down 21-0 in the game. They know, everybody in the stadium knows the game's over. And you pretty much expected the Titans to come back and make a game of it yesterday after going down 21-0, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I hope Marcus listen tonight. Man, he's doing a phenomenal job. I think we just got a great quarterback in Marcus. He could take us to the Super Bowl. I mean, his kid's good. I watch him. I watch his mechanics, his throwing motion. He's getting until he's learning. He's getting that college brain.
No question about it, James. Yeah. Thanks for the call and happy Thanksgiving. We appreciate you calling in. We're up against a break right now. If you're on hold, stay with us. We're going to get to your phone calls. We're going to hear from some of the Titans players, head coach Mike Mularkey, as we continue here on Titans Talk on News Channel 5 Plus. Stay with us.